What up guys, Cleaning PhD here, and today we're doing some screen cleaning. I found that the microfiber cloth is going to be your best bet because they don't leave lint. These Huck towels are really absorbent, they're really great for cleaning windows and doing detailing and stuff. However, they can leave a little bit of lint. These ones more so than these ones. And by the way, we're actually going to take our microfiber cloth here, and what I've got set up is basically a bucket full of water. Use some soap here. You can basically use any kind of dish soap you want. Just fill it up with water, put a few squirts in there. You actually, with cleaning screens, you want to be very gentle on the soap because you don't want the screens to be all foamy. And that's the main thing. So if you're at a window here, you can actually go ahead and you can clean the screen while it's still on the window, and that makes it so you don't have to hold the screen on both sides. So one side's already clean. I just take the towel and I go over it like so, and then you can bend all the way down to get this lower part, but I like to flip the screen around so I can just stay with a nice straight back, because one or two or three or four or 10 screens are not going to be very fatiguing. Uh-oh, dropped a clip there. That's another thing we can mention. So one or two or three or 10 screens is not going to be super fatiguing, but if you're doing a lot of window cleaning, you want to find ways to do things where you're comfortable. Oh boy. So with screens, something I want to show you, they've got clips. A lot of times they've got locking mechanisms and clips and things. Some of them have little levers that you're able to lock the screen into the window. But I want to just point out that you want to be very careful when you're cleaning these screens. Always look out for these little clips, these little locks, because these things fall off all the time. So this little locking mechanism, they just easily fall out. So you're going to want to wipe the screens on both sides actually. Make sure they're nice and clean on both sides of the screen. You're going to want to go through, clean the frame, and actually this middle part here as well. So this is usually my go-to method for cleaning screens. It works really well. It's fast, and you don't have to set up a whole lot to do this. You just need a towel, preferably microfiber, but honestly, those Huck towels, a kitchen towel, a dish towel, those will all work perfectly fine for cleaning screens. So no fret there, basically. So yeah, this is just the process. Once you get quick at it, it takes just about a minute or so per screen. So you can bang out 20, 30, 40 screens very easily. It'll probably take a little bit less than a minute per screen. So the downsides of this method are that it doesn't actually clean the screen. If you have a very particular type of client, this might not work, because some people, some certain clients, especially if they're very high end, if they're paying a lot for the window cleaning, they're gonna see this, or maybe they're neither of those, but they are a certain type of personality. And I'll just let you guys infer what type of personality that is. If the customer is of a very specific type of personality, they're gonna see you wiping down these screens with a towel, and they're not gonna like it. It's gonna be seen as inferior. I've only got very few customers that are like this, because I've, over the years, weeded out customers, or they just don't call you back because they know that you clean the screens like you do. So I don't have a whole lot of problems. This screen is stuck. Sometimes the screens get stuck. So what I did with these windows is I basically just went inside and I took out the lock for the windows so that you can just easily grab the window or the screens like so. Easy to take out. These are all ground level, so I can just reach up and grab them. If they've got a couple second story screens as well, but those are, I took those out already. Those are these screens. So another way to clean the window screens would be using a hose. So maybe you do the same exact method with the towel, but you use a lot more soap on the screens and get them super sudsy and saturated. And then you rinse all that off with the garden hose. That's honestly one of the best ways to get the screens the most clean. However, there's factors that you want to consider when talking about screens is different types of factors. So like the dirtiness of the screen. So this method I'm using now, it's the best for maintenance cleans because I do this house a couple times a year and I do a really good job, obviously. And so if you have a house that's very well maintained, you don't actually need to clean it as thoroughly, or it doesn't need to be cleaned as much because it's already a little bit clean, you know? However, there's lots of houses where it's the first time cleaning. Maybe they only get it done a couple times a year, something such as this. Those factors are things you want to consider when cleaning the screens. Most of the time, I clean them like this anyways, because what I say, if the windows haven't been cleaned in a while, what I say is that the windows will be 100% cleaner than before I was there. However, they might not clean up to be 100% brand new. They won't be crystal because it'll take a couple cleanings to actually get to the point where you can easily maintain the windows. So some new clients, even if they have quite dirty screens, this method will clean them up fantastically in relation to where they were when you got there. And so that's the key. If something hasn't been cleaned in years and years, let's say some people they build their house and then they don't have their windows cleaned for 20 years, okay? And so if you expect, it's similar, I think people get the analogy with a car. Because with a car, if you wait years and years to get your car cleaned, you're not going to expect that it's going to be pristine when it comes out of the car wash, because the car wash is what we call a maintenance clean. As such, with the window screens and my cleanings in general, I'm just doing maintenance cleans. So it's if somebody wants to hire me for some sort of post-construction cleaning or some sort of deep, detailed